Welcome to the Vintage Times, a program for senior citizens. On our program today, we will talk about housing options for older people. Many of us would like to stay in our own homes for as long as possible. But there comes a time when we can no longer take care of our homes by ourselves. We have two options. One is to stay at home and bring help to our home. The other is to change our housing arrangements. Today we will talk to three guests who will discuss the housing options, and they will tell us that it's important to think ahead, to plan ahead about the type of housing options that is best for you. With me now is Mary Ellen Schaefer, who is the Manager of Community Services for the DuPage County Senior Services. When we come back, we will talk to two guests. One will talk about help in the home. The other will discuss a shared housing option. Thank you, Mary Ellen, for joining us. And can you please describe your agency and especially what you have as far as housing is concerned?
Certainly. I work for DuPage County Senior Services, as Hannah mentioned. We are the case coordination unit for DuPage County Senior Services, and our mission is to provide information and resources as well as services to the over 60 population to try and maintain them healthily and safely in their home, and to advocate for their care in assisted living facilities and nursing homes as well. One of our major missions is to provide the information to seniors so that they can make decisions about what kind of help is available to them and what they need.
Yeah. So do the needs of older people change regarding their housing as they age?
Their needs can change based on whether or not their need for care changes and what they want for their own lives. They may not want to maintain a large home anymore. They may need help in the home because their supports or their impairments cause them to need help. So they may either want to bring help into the homes, or they may want to move to a more supportive living environment.
So how do you help me? Can I talk to someone about the options?
You certainly can. We help in two major ways. One, we try and compile the resource information that's available to seniors. And one of our more important directories is our senior housing directory. In the housing directory, there is a checklist first that you can go through.
Hold it in front of you.
A checklist, let me find the checklist. That you can go through to try and identify what it is you need and what it is that you want. You can just use this for first 2 pages. And then there are sections that describe independent senior housing, which are just apartments where there's no services available, but you have other seniors around you. There is subsidized housing for our seniors who have financial need. Their income no longer allows them to be independent without some subsidy. There is supportive living, which is a relatively new program in Illinois, where it's assisted living. You have your own apartment, but you have services on site. You may need help with personal care or meals, and those services are available. And this is a Medicaid program, so it's not a private pay. Well, you can go in private pay, but you can also be subsidized.
Okay.
And then there are the assisted living properties, and then continuing care retirement communities where you can go in as an independent senior, and as your needs increase, the services that are available for you can increase, and you can stay there until you pass on.
Well, it's wonderful to know there is that senior directory. How do I get that?
You can access this online at our website, www.dupageco.org/senior SVCS. You can call our office, DuPage County Senior Information and Assistance at 630-407-6500 and ask for senior services. Or you can attend any number of the fairs or forums that we are at throughout the year where we provide these free.
Wonderful.
And we will mail these out free.
Oh, wonderful. That's a wonderful service the county senior services provides. Now, I have a lot of options. How do I make a decision?
You know, that's probably the hardest question to answer for you, Hannah. One option that we offer to seniors who are at risk of long-term care placement is a Choices for Care screening. We have case managers who are assigned at each one of the hospitals in DuPage County. We can also make a home visit to complete this assessment. This is for someone who's already facing some impairments and needs the assistance. We will complete an assessment that identifies what the impairments are, what you need help with, what kind of supports are already in place, and what your options are for bringing services into your house or moving somewhere where you can receive the support that you need. So that's a Choices for Care screening.
Okay. How important is it to plan ahead?
That's the most important thing that I would like to stress, is that this is a discussion that needs to be had as soon as you're beginning to think about retirement. If you're already past that, don't stop. You need to begin the discussion now, and that discussion needs to include your children. It needs to include anybody who's going to be a decision maker for you. You need to decide, one, what you can afford, two, what your supports are and what you still need, and three, what do you want?
Right, right. That's very important. Thank you. Is there anything else of importance you'd like to add?
I just want people to know that they can reach out to us and we will provide the information either on the phone. You can come into our office in Wheaton. We're in the county complex and community services, but please have the discussion.
Okay, wonderful, good advice. Thank you, Mary Ellen, very much. And when we come back, we will meet two more guests who will discuss housing options with us. We're back with two guests who will discuss housing options. There are two options they will discuss. One is how we get help at home, and the other will be a nice housing option, which is a shared housing in Downers Grove. With me are Angela Monaco with Home and Hearth Caregivers, and the other is Angela Benson with Senior Home Sharing. And welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
And Angela, can you describe your agency, please?
Yes, Home and Hearth Caregivers is a home services agency. We provide caregivers in seniors' homes. Our caregivers can do things such as meal preparation, bathing, dressing, light housekeeping, laundry, and they can also provide transportation. Our caregivers are highly trained and screened, and they can come into the home from 1 hour to full-time live-in care.
Right. And I want to mention that Angela represents one of many home health care agencies.
Yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So what are the benefits of bringing an aide to my home?
That's a great question. Well, the number one benefit is that you get to remain in your home. You know, many seniors have lived in their home for many years. They have a lot of memories. They have a lot of control in their schedule and what they want in their home. And having someone come in the home, you're able to maintain some of that independence and some of that control.
Are there other important elements like socialization,
Absolutely. Our caregivers are oftentimes very sociable. We provide a lot of companionship. We do a lot of different services, but a key part of that is developing a relationship with the seniors,
Right.
and also keeping an eye on their health to make sure that they are continuing to be healthy and they're maintaining that social contact.
So it's important you have a person that helps you, as you say, get out into the community. They will drive you.
Absolutely.
They will take care of chores in the house.
Yes, transportation is a big concern for seniors. Oftentimes their health they don't allow them to be able to drive anymore. So
Right.
they have those feelings of isolation, and having a caregiver come into the home is not the only option that you have. You can have them drive you to events. They can take you to the movies if you would like to go to the movies, to senior centers, to church. They can take you to places where you can get that social stimulation.
That's a great option if you want to stay at home. You have someone there. Now, what if I don't get along with the person you assigned for me?
That is a concern that people have. And I always say, if you are hiring a caregiver through an agency, pick up the phone and call the agency. At Home and Hearth Caregivers, our care plan managers develop a plan of care. And we take into consideration if you want a male or a female caregiver, what kind of special needs you have. If you have Alzheimer's or dementia, they have to be trained in that kind of care. And personality match. We make
Yeah.
sure that we take into consideration
Okay.
the personality that you would like in your home.
So, if I still don't get along, what should I do?
Pick up the phone, call the agency. Let us know that you would like to discuss it, might like to change the caregiver. Our agency will handle those uncomfortable conversations, so you
Right.
don't have to have that with the caregiver.
Okay.
That's why you hire an agency to take care of that work.
So, it's good to hire an agency, and I can contact you and say, you know what, I don't get along.
And that is fine. Sometimes in the
Yeah.
beginning it seems like a perfect fit, and as your needs changes, you can get another caregiver that addresses your needs.
Good. Now, when I talk to you, what questions do I need to ask you to be sure I get the right care?
Well, when you call us, we oftentimes will come out and do a home assessment, and we will develop a plan of care, and that asks a lot of questions, from the type of medical history that you have to the type of things that you would like. For example, if you can't get up and down the stairs and your laundry is downstairs,
Right.
our caregivers can do that for
Right.
you. Sometimes stretching to get the sheets in the bed is difficult. We can have someone come in and change the sheets
Right.
for you, and fix meals if it becomes difficult for you to maneuver in the kitchen or stand for long periods of time. They can help you with that.
Wonderful. For how long do these aides come to my home?
It's however long that you would like. We can start out small. Sometimes it's as simple as a bath visit. You want someone to help you take a shower, and other than that, you're independent. And
Right.
up to full-time living care,
Okay.
especially with Alzheimer's and dementia patients, as well as anything that is incurable disease, such as Parkinson's, where you know that you will steadily that you will decline. Then you have to plan ahead.
Right. So, this is a wonderful option to help you to remain at home. You have someone there whenever you need them, whatever needs you have. Anything else you can think of, how important it is to have a helper at home.
Yes, what I would like to say is our care plan managers are highly trained in developing that relationship with the seniors. And we have a lot of relationships that are outside of our home services agency. So if we see a decline in health, we can arrange for a doctor to come into the home. We can get medical equipment. We can help home health agency, even some home cooked meals that are brought to your home. So there are a lot of, we're a good resource to have in addition to providing services in the home.
Wonderful. What a nice option for those of us who want to remain in our home.
Absolutely.
And Angela Benson, you have a very, very nice housing option, which is several shared homes for older people. can you describe what your agency
Sure,
provides?
and I'll be happy to. Senior Home Sharing is a shared housing program for seniors age 62 and older. We operate in DuPage County. We have 4 shared homes. They're located in Elmhurst, Naperville, Lombard, and we have one here in Downers Grove.
Okay.
Our home in Downers Grove is called Park Place. It is on Main Street, South Main Street. It backs up to McCullum Park. And I'll explain the concept of a shared housing program.
Okay, good.
Seniors come and live with us in one of our homes. 6 to 7 seniors live in a house at the same time. Each one has their own bedroom. They bring with them everything that's going to make that bedroom home to them. They bring their favorite chair, they may bring their favorite pictures, they may bring their favorite lamp. We encourage them to make it their home and make it their space. And then they share the common areas of the home, the bathrooms, the living room, the family room. Park has a lovely sunroom that looks out onto McCullum Park. And then we have full-time housing staff that lives on site on the property with you. It's our housing manager. Now, the housing manager has several key roles. The first one is they do all the grocery shopping and they prepare 3 meals a day for you.
Wow.
And then they remind you to take your medication.
Okay.
Senior Home Sharing is not a skilled nursing facility at all. It provides support services. So our housing manager will remind you to take your medication also. Okay. And then you just get up and go about living your day the way you would do in the community. You have a group of people that you can share your life with, which takes care of the loneliness that sometimes accompanies people when they're aging.
Right.
We have a big volunteer program. Our volunteers are wonderful. They come into our homes. They're all ages. Families come, college students come, retirees come, and the whole purpose of that is to provide life enrichment for the people who live with us. So you can keep active and busy doing the things that give meaning to your life.
It really is your home.
It is your home.
It's your
yes,
home.
It is your home. We welcome you to make it your home. We want your family to be involved with you and it become their home as well. Right. Families are welcome to come in to the home anytime they want to. If your senior's having a birthday and you want to come have a special party for your senior in our home, absolutely.
Yeah.
Come and prepare dinner. If
Yeah.
you want to take everybody out to dinner, that works too.
So, because it's your home.
Because it is
Yeah.
your home.
You
Absolutely.
mentioned before when there comes a time when I can't quite take care of my own needs, I can bring in an aide.
Yes, you can. With Senior Home Sharing, we don't provide any kind of hands-on care because we're not licensed by the state of Illinois to do that. But families can bring in a home health care agency to help their senior. Maybe in the morning it's difficult for you to get up and get dressed and handle your bathroom routine. So someone can come in the morning, spend an hour or so with you, get you ready for the day, and then someone can come back again at night and help you get ready for the overnight. And maybe you need help doing your laundry at Senior Home Sharing because our staff will do your linens and towels once a week. But your personal laundry, you can do it yourself. Your family can come in and do it for you. We can have a volunteer come and help you with it.
Wonderful.
Or you can have a home health aide come and help you with your laundry.
Sounds great.
It is.
Can you describe a profile of a typical resident that you have?
Absolutely. Most seniors that come to live with us are typically in their mid-70s, and they're managing some kind of chronic health condition that makes living on their own in the community overwhelming. It's hard to take care of yourself and do all the grocery shopping and take care of the home. So they come and live with Senior Home Sharing. We provide that safety net of support services for you where the house is maintained for you. You're reminded to take your medications and we cook all of your meals. So all you have to do is get up and go about living your life.
Yeah.
And then you have that socialization model
Exactly.
built into your day, so you're
Exactly.
not as isolated and lonely.
Yeah.
And you can socialize as much as you want to. If you'd like to go to your room and sit quietly and read a book, that's fine. No problem with that. If you'd like to have us find a card group to come over and play with you, well, we've got volunteers that always want to play cards in our homes.
Wonderful. And I have been at Park Place many times. It's really a home. It's a beautiful home surrounded by the park. You have a nice family room, you have a nice balcony, you have privacy in your own room, you get 3 meals a day prepared for you, you have socialization, you live close to family. How many of your residents live close to their family?
Yeah, all of the residents that are living in the Park Place house have family living nearby. Most everyone has family living nearby. And the beauty of a model like senior home sharing, it takes the stress off the family caregiver.
Oh, that's important.
Because they're living with us. And now the family can be the family. They can come and they can interact with them as much as they want to, and then leave knowing that they're cared for.
Right.
Knowing that if something happens in the middle of the night, there is someone there that's going to get up, that's going to see that they get to the hospital.
Right. A great option. Now, Angela, there does come a time when I can no longer take care of my needs at senior home sharing.
Yeah.
What happens then?
Well, that's inevitable. That's always going to happen, Hannah. Senior Home Sharing has a full-time director of resident services, and one of her roles is to work with the family when we're moving a resident into senior home sharing, as well as when someone has to move out. I mean, we can bring support in to help you stay with us, but there's going to come a time when maybe that support is not enough, and you're going to need to transition to a more medical model of care. Our Director of Resident Services will help you do that. We'll help you walk through that process. We'll help you look for the agency that's going to provide you, or the facility that's going to provide you the best care.
Very, very comforting. You're really taken care of both at senior home sharing and with a home health agency. Thank you so very much. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Angela?
Well, if anyone is interested in senior home sharing, please go to our website, www.seniorhomesharing.org. It gives you a lot of great information about how to start the process.
Okay. Please stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to visit Park Place in Downers Grove, where you can actually meet some of the residents and see what a beautiful home it is. We are at Park Place, which is a shared home for older people. Park Place is in Downers Grove, and it is owned by Senior Home Sharing, who also has 4 additional homes in DuPage County. And with me is Angela Benson, who we've met before. She's the executive director. And Angela, can you tell us a little bit about the residents who live here?
Yes, Hannah, I'll be happy to. The Park Place home can house up to 7 residents. Right now, we have 6 living with us, and their ages range from 62 to the mid-80s. And we have a mix of men and women living in this house. In just a few minutes, you're going to be talking with 2 of our residents, one named Rita and one named Ruthie.
Wonderful. Well, we also talk to the manager here.
We have one of our substitute managers, B. Fedora, filling in at Park Place this week, and B be happy to talk to you.
Okay. Thank you, Angela.
You're welcome.
And now let's meet some of the residents who live at Park Place.
My name is Rita Jean Jordan.
And Rita, can you tell us what you like about Park Place?
Oh, I like everything about it. There's very nice people who live here, and my favorite thing is that I don't have to cook anymore, and the food is so good. Everybody just goes out of their way to make delicious meals for us, and really the park here is so beautiful, and I like to take walks, and it's gorgeous, and I like to look out the windows and see all the people walking around with their dogs, and it's beautiful here, and I love this room. It's so restful and peaceful, and when I came to look here, you know, wondering if I was going to live here, my children, they fell in love with this room, and they said, "Oh, Mom, you have to live here. It's so beautiful." So I like it. The people are very nice, and I think I'll live here for the rest of my life.
With me is B. Fodor, who's the assistant manager here at Park Place. Thank you for joining us. And can you describe Park Place to us?
Park Place is a wonderful place for seniors to live. The atmosphere is nice. The layout of the place is great. Nice television to watch movies and places to interact with one another.
What are some of the amenities that you provide here?
I provide home-cooked meals, 3 meals a day, and we try to accommodate their special needs, but they're all good cooking from my special recipe book.
Hannah, I wanted to tell you a little bit about Ruthie, who's one of our Downers Grove residents that lives here. Ruthie is a little camera shy and doesn't want to be on the camera today, but I think her story is a really one that will resonate with some families that live in Downers Grove. Ruthie's been a longtime resident of Downers Grove, and her son and daughter-in-law live here in Downers Grove. And Ruthie has some mild dementia and was having a difficulty living on her own and had moved in with her family, and that worked pretty well for a while, and then it got to where that wasn't working. And so her family sought out Senior Home Sharing, brought Ruthie over, and she liked our program, and she moved in, and she found a home here and other people that she could interact with during the day. And the really neat thing about Ruthie's story is it allows her son and daughter-in-law not to be caregivers anymore, but just to be active with her and come by and see her and visit with her and then go on back with their own lives into their own home. So it's fit really well for their family, and we've also been able, the family has, to bring home health care services in for Ruthie here at Senior Home Sharing, which has allowed her to stay even longer with us.
That's so wonderful. That's a very, very nice story. Thank you, Angela, so much, and thank you for allowing us to come here to meet your residents. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope that you learned that there are many housing options available and that it is important to plan ahead, to think of the type of housing arrangement you want for yourself. Consider your finances, your state of health, socialization, your closeness to community services. Please do plan ahead. And if you want to contact the ladies we interviewed today, you may call DuPage County Senior Services at 630-407-6500. You may contact Angela Monaco at Home and Hearth Caregivers at 708-352-4663, and Angela Benson at Senior Home Sharing at 630-407-0440. And thank you again for joining us today.